Hello, everybody. Welcome to our team Zoom. My name is Harlequin Murray, and I'm your co-host this evening. And I have the honor and privilege of welcoming everybody. If you're new here today and this is your first Zoom that you're joining us on, welcome. We're glad you joined us. I see a couple of new names in here, so excited about that. But anyways, I have the honor of introducing our team leader. For those of you who are on this call, most everyone is on Ellen Winn's team. Like I said, my name is Harlequin. Some of the team members are on my team as well. I'm personally sponsored by Ellen. And then we have a few people who are joining us that we've invited from the company as well. But anyways, for those of you who are new here today, just a little bit about Ellen and her background. She is originally from Dallas, Georgia, which is a suburb of Atlanta. And she grew up on a farm with the chickens and the cows and horses and the whole 9 yards. And grew up there, and she actually lives on that property today. She was so excited that she got to buy her old house back. So super happy for her about that. But whenever she got out of school, she went into the restaurant industry and worked in several restaurants and bars in the area, and ended up working for Domino's Pizza and worked her way up to a regional manager and a training manager with them. And so she got a lot of experience with that. And she ended up going and deciding, you know what, I want to own my own business, and started her own pizza restaurant. Not a Domino's, it was Winn's Pizza. And she ended up having 2 different locations. So she is familiar with the challenges that a business owner goes through, and that helps her whenever she's working with clients. Then she ended up going into network marketing and was with another company whenever I initially met her, and she's been doing that for over 20 years now. And whenever I met her, she was actually the national training director for a network marketing company. But I've known Ellen for over 15 years now, and it's been a wonderful friendship. So I know what she has to offer for everybody. But anyways, without further ado, I'm going to have Ellen go ahead and take it away. She is currently an area director in DAC, and was the first agent in DAC to reach that level besides David and Wade. So anyways, Miss Ellen, if you can take it away.
Let me get unmuted there. Yes. Thank you, Harlequin. I appreciate all those kind words and love listening to you tell a story about our friendship and how we got connected through network marketing back in the mid 2004 or 5 era, somewhere in there. So it has been a fun ride for sure. So guys, if this is the first time that you've joined us on our Monday night Zoom, welcome. We're excited that you're here. We're excited that you're a part of DAC. And I just had Harlequin tell me that the waiting room says that our meeting starts at 8 p.m. I thought I had adjusted everything. 9 o'clock is correct. We shifted from an 8 p.m. start about 5 or 6 weeks ago now to 9 p.m. And that's our weekly start time, 9 p.m. on Monday. Every week we've been doing these meetings routinely now for a couple of years. I missed one week before last. I had a last minute emergency that I had to handle, but we do these unless it's a holiday. We're doing these meetings on Monday. So glad you're here. I've got some good information tonight. We're going to elaborate on what was announced today on the leadership call and go through some examples with you. But let me get us into screen share mode, and I'll go through our top recognition on recruiters to get us kicked off.
And Ellen, while you're doing that, I'm assuming with next week being Memorial Day weekend, we will not have a Zoom.
That'll be
Monday?
correct. Yep, I
Okay.
was thinking that as I was saying that. You're correct. All right, let's do the slide share. Okay. All right. So as a reminder about the DAC opportunity, DAC is here to fuel the American dream, whether it's the business owner that needs our products or our services with working capital, being able to save money on credit card processing, being able to retain employees by offering a Relevate program, or being able to help business owners get money back in their pockets where they were impacted by COVID through the employee retention credit. We're really here to help those business owners and you as independent agents, where you can start a business on a part-time basis and have full-time income potential, offering those services to our local business owners. By building a DAC agency, you have the ability to earn a significant income on your own, marketing directly to those end consumers if you just want to do this by yourself. But you also have the ability to build a team through our expansion model. And that expansion philosophy is for DAC to offer a world-class opportunity with a performance-based compensation plan. So you're going to get incentivized financially if you do recruit other agents to help them along the way, to be there to answer questions and point them in the right direction on our training platform. If you do that, you can get paid significantly when you help them have success. Now, I want to cover real quick 3 different bonuses and ways that you get paid if you decide to build a team, and then we'll get into those top recruiters, because I think these go hand in hand. We're talking about recruiting and building a team. We'll remind everybody how you can get paid if you choose to do so. Okay, first we have our enroller bonuses, where when you personally introduce others to become a business owner or an agency owner here with David Allen Capital, you can earn 10 to 50% income match on all of their personal bonuses that you help them earn. And when we say you help them earn, you're not physically out here making calls on everybody that they do. You are in the beginning, you're helping them get started. But as Harlequin said earlier, I personally enrolled her and got her started in DAC. Yes, in the very beginning, she needed some help along the way. We've done some calls together, but she doesn't need my help at all anymore, right? She is a leader in her own right and out here building DAC on her own. But because of the compensation plan, I still fall into that 10 to 50% income match on whatever her income is. So that's the beauty of the enroller bonuses. We also have leadership bonus overrides, where the desk there across the picture of the US, that is the agencies that you personally enroll, but they're going to get started and do the same thing that you're doing, which is building their own agency. And as they do that, you can also earn from 10 to 50% match on the entire organization with your leadership overrides. And that's off of what they make. They make the full commission and you just get an income match on that. And then we also have residual commissions where you can earn 7 levels deep up to 30% on residual basis. And that's 7 compressed levels for those of you that understand compensation plans. Okay. So if you're building a team, it's going to help you create long-term income with that 10 to 50% income match. So for this example alone, showing you all of these different agents across the country, 22,000, 180,000, 30,000, 50,000. This is those examples of what their income might be. And if you're at that 10 to 50% income match, I'm showing them in this one example alone, a total of $574,000 in team earnings. And the income match at 10% would be $57,400 if this was your team, right? Or if you were at the 50% match, you could earn up to $287,000 off of the agents in your organization. As J. Paul Getty once said, he'd rather earn 1% off of 100 people's efforts than 100% of his own efforts. So the way to truly build freedom here, financial freedom, is to not only get clients on your own, but to build an agency network of other agents that are doing the same, and then also throwing into the mix there our residual based services. And we just have started offering some of those residual services. So I'm really excited about where that's going to take us financially in the years to come. So let's get into the recruiting for the week of 5/15 through 5/21. Our recruiting numbers are down this week. This is the lowest week I've seen in a while. We had 21 agents who had at least one new recruit for a total of 28 new agents joining the team. I'm sure any one of you out there would be going, I'd be real happy with 28 new agents joining my team. Well, that's my entire organization. So the numbers are normally around 50 or so for the week, 40 to 50. So as I said, they're down for the week of the 15th through the 21st. But let's talk about who those top recruiters were. In first place, we had Anthony Janis with 4 new agents for the week. Congratulations, Anthony. In second place, we had Ronnie McKellar with 3 new agent recruits. Congratulations, Ronnie. And in third place, had a 2-way tie between myself and Nick Cranstown with 2 new agents apiece. Now, you had to have at least 2 recruits to have your name on the leaderboard here. So as I said, we had many that had 1. And many of you are out there having conversations with people, or you're sending out your partner page link and inviting people to take a look at the opportunity, but just didn't have an agent join yet. So it's just a matter of time before you'll be on the leaderboard too, if you keep having those conversations and keep inviting people to take a look at the DAC opportunity. All right. So the next slide is a reminder for me to go over to the game plan. So if you were on the leadership Zoom today, I'm going to open up a new tab here, and I'm going to David Allen Capital. And let me clear the screen here. Give me a second. Going to go to davidallencapital.com/game plan /my ID, which I'm going to use my name. Actually, that's not the one I want to do. I want to do, I have a test account, and I wanted to show you guys this through the test account. There we go. Okay. So the way that you get to the game plan, and correct me if I'm wrong, Harlequin, this is still not live in our back office. Is that right?
When I checked about 2 or 3 hours ago, that is correct.
All right, got it. Okay, so David announced today that we now have a game plan video and game plan tool available for us to use. It just came out of beta mode, and they're working on getting it uploaded into your back office. But for you to go through the game plan and complete the game plan worksheet, you just want to go to davidallencapital.com/game plan, as you see in the address bar here. And then you want to add your agent ID or username to the end of that. So when you're on that game plan, it should have your information at the top of the page. Okay. There's a 12.5-minute video. You need to watch it first. This is a brand new video that David recorded specifically for this game plan document. So watch that. He gives you an overview of why the game plan is important and how it is a relationship builder tool for you and your enroller, or whoever it is that you're working with, and the importance of having a working partner and going 2 by 2 as you're building your business. All right. And then once you've watched that video, you're going to click on the Create Game Plan button. What happens when you click the Create Game Plan button, it's going to send a notification to your enroller. It's going to send them an email letting you know that you have completed that game plan. I started receiving those today as people that I personally enrolled had started completing their game plans. Okay, so when you click on that, it's going to go over to an automated system here where you're just going to answer some questions. Your why. Why are you building DAC, and why is that important to you? And I want to take you to, instead of just saying, well, I want financial freedom, or I want to walk away from my job. That's what most people are going to read or write in there, type in. I want to take you over to the Agent Resource Center real quick. Let me open up another tab here. And in the Agent Resource Center, I'm going to go to the team building section at the top of the page. And we're going to go to the Oh, I don't see it. Wait a minute. It may be gone. Let me see where we moved it to. Oh, I'm sorry. It's under events. Under events. Okay. We're going to the Super Saturday workbook. Okay. And under that workbook, which is a many page document, I'm going to go to page. Let's see. I'm just going to scroll through these to get to the why. And you can be, hopefully you have a pen and paper out and you're making some notes here. I'm feeling like I've already missed it. It's more at the beginning of why. Excuse me as I scroll through these pages trying to get to the exercise that I want to share with you. And I need to send this to David as a suggestion to add this 7-page why as a clickable link in the game plan document. That way people have it right there in front of them. Harlequin, if you know what page this is on or anybody else, you're welcome to let me know so I don't have to keep scrolling through. As you can see, there's a ton of information in this book. And I think I've already missed it. Yeah, it should have been near the front.
What is it you're looking for again, Ellen?
The why, the 7 levels deep.
Okay, I'll look for it.
I just didn't see it going through there, and it's usually kind of jumps out at me. Because that's part of the beginning of you figuring out what your why is, right? So anyway, let's go back over to that.
Page 69.
69. Awesome. Thank you. So it's almost the very last page, next to the last page then. I just didn't go far enough. Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Harlequin. I had gotten almost to the end and figured I had already gotten past it. So back over to the game plan on davidallencapital.com/game plan/your ID number. When you start the game plan, the first question is why? Why are you building DAC? Okay, so I want you to go over to the Agent Resource Center under events and open up the Super Saturday workbook and go down to page 69 and do this exercise on why you really want to work DAC and why you want your business to be successful. So your why going 7 levels deep. And it works like this. Question number 1, why is it important? What is important to you about becoming successful? Whatever your answer is, write it down. And then number 2, why is it important for you to, whatever your answer is for number 1. So you're going to carry your answer from number 1 down to number 2 at the end of that question, right? So for example, why is it important for you? What is important to you about becoming successful? Maybe freedom. Let's say that. So number 2 would be, why is it important for you to have freedom, right? And then number 3, why is it, whatever that answer is, I carry it down to number 3 and so on, all the way down 7 levels deep. And by the time you dig down a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper, 7 levels deep, you're really going to get to the root of why is it it's important for you to make this business be successful. Okay, so I want you to do that as part of why. All right, and for this game plan, are you focused on immediate or passive income? And you've got to select one, passive or immediate. I'm hoping that they can change this to where it shows a blend of both, but either way, I'll show you how to make it work for that. So let's do passive income first. That's what it defaults to. Click on continue. And oh, I didn't put I got to go back because I didn't list a why. It gave me a red arrows there, right? I'm going to just put freedom for speed of this example and then passive income. All right, now, once I've answered those first two, it's going to go over what is your target monthly passive income. All right, let's keep it, let's do $500, okay? Because the average household, if they had $500 in extra income coming in, it would make a massive difference to what their budget looks like. Your annual income, feel free to modify if this is not enough. All right, $500 a month, annual income will be $6,000. And by what date would you like to be earning this income? 6 months, or you can change it and make it 1 year, okay? And then based whatever your number is based on your income goals, this is going to change. Your daily number of contacts should be 4 contacts a day, Monday through Friday. If you want to hit that within a year, if you want to hit it within 6 months, then you need to have 8 conversations a day, Monday through Friday. And your daily business owner conversations should be based on income growth. Your daily number of contacts should be 2. And that is the, let me see, that doesn't make sense what I just read. Your daily business owner should be based on income goals. Oh, okay. So out of the conversations that you're having, 8, you're probably not going to get in touch with the business owner each time. So you want to have 2 business owner conversations. And then what strategies or methods do you plan to use? You're going to fill this in. And then once you click submit form, it's going to go to your enroller so that we have a good overview of the thought process that you've put into this. Obviously, you want to go through training and have a good understanding of the DAC model for some of this on your marketing approach and so on. But let me go back one and go show you the, if you, instead of passive, if you go to, I'll do freedom again, and then do immediate income, click continue, and these questions change, okay? It gives you a specific targeting your annual goal instead of monthly. And here you're gonna do, let's do that 6,000, right? And that's a very low number. That's like a low number for a monthly projection. But by what time would you like to earn this? And then it goes into the calendar. Let's do November 1st. Okay, based on your answer, your desired monthly income is $500. Right, times 12 months. And then you need to have 0.21 conversations, et cetera, et cetera. So it's self-explanatory. Just read through that and do the exercise, and then you'll see how many conversations you need to have. And then when you click submit form, that email goes out. Okay. All right. So that's what I wanted to cover, are those basics. I'm going to come off of screen share and just have a conversation. All right. Anything else that I need to show in the back office or there in the handbook while we're talking about that, Harlequin?
Not that I can think of,
No.
although Bobby Knight was saying that the game plan is live now and I can't seem to find it. So Bobby, if you can tell me where that is, I would love to hear that. Because I thought David said it wasn't going to be live until at least tomorrow in the back office. So.
Yeah, Bobby, if you're finding it, right, raise your hand and we'll unmute you. It's just live on the link. As far as I know, it's only live on the link that I just shared. But if it's in the back office, even better. That's the intent, that it end up in the back office so that it's accessible. And once it's available in the back office, you won't have to add your ID number to the end of it, because it'll automatically be tagged to you that it's your game plan. Right now, it's just a generic game plan until you add your ID number to the end. And that's what communicates to DAC and to your enroller that you've completed that game plan document. Okay. All right. And as Harlequin said earlier, we won't be doing this next Monday because next Monday is Memorial Day. So it'll be a holiday and everybody will be doing something besides DAC at 9 p.m. I'm sure doing fireworks somewhere probably. So that'll be good. All right. Anything that has come up for the week. Now, if you've got questions or comments, you can use the reactions button there at the bottom of the screen and raise your hand, and then we'll go to you and unmute you. But again, anything, whether it's issues you're having with your business or something that you want to point out. I see Cherry has her hand up. Ask you to unmute. How are you doing tonight?
Hi, good evening. I'm doing fine. How about you?
Excellent. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My question is, can we redo the game plan after we achieve those goals the present goals?
Yeah,
Can you go back?
absolutely. I mean,
Okay.
I've already gone through and submitted. I think you can. Let me track that. I did not submit. I went through and completed it and went back as I just showed in that example, but I did not submit. But you should be able to go to that tool and be able to recalculate it. But I like the way you're thinking, being able to re-up those goals. That's great.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, Bobby, I see you've got your hand up. Did you find it for us?
Okay, when I went to the back office, I clicked on team. And then under that, it says create your personal game plan.
Excellent.
And when I clicked on it, I'm just clicking on it again. It's under my team. Then it says create your personal game plan. My computer is a little slow.
Okay, I'll go to the screen share on my demo account. Let me see.
Okay.
Maybe I won't. I changed the password last week. I couldn't log in because I needed to update the password, and I changed it, and now it didn't get saved in my. Give me 1 second.
I found it. Thanks, Bobby.
Yay. Team. Yeah, it is there. Perfect. Yep, that's it. Exactly. I can't show you that on screen though, because I can't get into my demo account. But yeah, thank you for finding that. I'm glad to see that it's live. So disregard the shortcut that I gave you of getting there on the outside. Go back in through the back office there and click on my team and create your personal game plan. Good stuff, Bobby. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, Sonia, how are you doing? Ask you to unmute.
I am good. Can you hear me?
I can, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, so I have a couple of questions. First of all, I'm excited to be here. It's gone on a couple of weeks now. I think I'm all set up and running. I actually would like to be there. I am kind of excited. I got my first funding last week.
Awesome.
I'm just a little disappointed because I didn't get paid next day, and I'm still waiting on my my commission email, but I'm sure it's coming. So
okay, so let me ask you this. First off, congratulations. So if you didn't get paid next day, how much did your client get, and which lender did they get funded through?
they got funded through CanaCap, and it was for $20K.
20K, and you did not get a funded email?
I did not. I mean, I just so happen to only know that because of the communication that I was having back and forth with my client.
Right. Okay. So what day was this that your client got funded?
She got funded Thursday morning, and the funds were in her account Friday morning. That
Okay.
she confirmed that. I mean, I've been going back and forth with support, but it hasn't really gotten anywhere as of right now. So I don't know what's going on. Hopefully.
Okay. So can you please send me an email on that with your client's name and the information that you just shared? Will you send me an email on that? Because something doesn't sound right. Either either because of that lender, they haven't paid DAC yet, okay? Because we get paid our commission the day after DAC gets paid. Client
Mhm.
gets funded, that most of those lenders pay DAC immediately, okay? And then we get paid the very next day. There are a few exceptions. A few lenders don't pay us the next day, and it even says it in the commission sheet that most of it is usually next day.
I
Most of
mean,
the time,
it is
right?
a Canada deal, so I don't know if that makes a
It's a
difference.
what? I didn't hear that.
It's a Canada deal, so that could
Okay, yep. That's why.
be okay. Because I know
David,
that
and I
sometimes they
think you
ask
must be
for-
the first one, because David Rutz mentioned that today on our leadership Zoom. He said, we just have had our first Canadian funding. So that would be.
Oh, wow, so I'm the one? Oh my God.
Yeah, that would be you. So they're in a learning curve with that, but I promise you, DAC always pays commissions. I've been here almost 5 years and they do not pay people. So you'll get paid your commission. My next question would be, have you set up your Relevate account?
Yes, it's set up and ready to go.
Okay, excellent. All right. So as soon as they get that from the Canadian lender, as soon as they pay DAC, then that money will be in your account the next day. And you'll get that commission email as soon as DAC has been paid. So that's what the holdup is on that. Because first, when you said the lender, I thought you named a lender, and I was about to say, oh my gosh, sometimes, and occasionally this has happened where somebody's talking to DAC and our funding team, and we send them an offer. I had this happen a couple of weeks ago. We sent an offer to the client, and the client was trying to work directly with a different lender. And actually the same lender that we got an offer had already sent him another offer. And the offer that he got from that same lender at Spartan, Spartan gave the client a higher offer, but the one that we got from DAC was a lower offer. So we had to make sure that the client was signing the right paperwork to get the deal funded, so that the agent that brought the client to the table here got paid their commission, and we made that work. But sometimes there'll be multiple people working on it at the same time. And I thought that was about what you were alluding to with that, and that might have been a problem. That's why I wanted to see who it was. But now we know it's the Canada lender.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
know
great
Canada,
news to see that we got
I'm
one through.
surprised that it moved as fast as it did, because I mean, I'm kind of used to the Canadian deals.
Okay.
And I know that some of those lenders could be really, really slow. So, that was on the back of my mind. So now that I'm aware, that makes me feel a little better.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
know that
That's
they do
great. So how long did it take for your client to get funded from the time they applied?
like 3 days. I mean, the whole process. So
That's awesome.
it went really fast. And I think because my client was like ready to go,
Mhm.
yeah, because sometimes they'll get the offer and be like, that might be too much for me and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. But she really needed the money. So I think that kind of helped it just move really fast. And I think I do like the process, all the emails and everything is just straight to the point. Look, do you want this money or you don't?
Right.
So yeah, it went really fast.
Excellent. Well, that's great news. And with that happening on her getting funded on a Friday, because it was a weekend, it may be tomorrow, because of the banking cycle. When money gets deposited on Friday, it typically doesn't show up until Tuesday in a lot of cases. So hopefully you'll get a commission email tomorrow on that. Hopefully they're that quick in paying out to DAC. But congratulations again. That's exciting.
Thank you. And then another question I had about the three-way calls. I seen it somewhere. Is that even still a thing? Like if I
Absolutely.
had a client,
It's still a thing for people that really want to have success.
so basically, because I couldn't find like any other, I seen where it says, you can, offer a three-way call, but I didn't see like any number to call or anything like that, because I do know like with some of the bigger deals, and being the fact that, I'm only like a part of the transaction and not really getting in deep into the transaction, they sometimes have questions. And I don't know, the three-way call is definitely something that is beneficial. And I just would like to know what is the process for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So how long ago did you sign up, Sonia?
A couple weeks.
All right. So, and you signed up under your LLC, right?
I did.
Okay. So I see you're enroller and you are on my third level. Okay. So your enroller is recruiting a lot of people and he's brought on some funded deals. I don't know what his availability is to be able to do three-way calls, but I do DAC full time in addition to my other business. I own 3 businesses, but DAC is my main priority. So I make myself available, especially if I know that you're going to be reaching out and talking to clients. I make myself available and I'm happy to do three-way calls with you. The process would simply be just give me a heads up that you're needing to do a call and I'll be on the lookout, or I'll tell you, no, that's not a good time for me. I'm going to be in a meeting. Just give me the heads up that you're doing it and then get the client on the line or get me on the line first and we can call the client together and just do that introduction, right? Just say, hey, I've got Winn on the line with me. She's been with the company for several years. She's our field trainer here. And I wanted to make sure that we're getting your questions answered correctly. So I wanted to bring her on the line today as you're asking some more in-depth question about our process. And then just turn it over and let me take the call from there. Of course, introduce to whoever we're talking with and what their role is with the company and what it is that they're looking for so that I have that snapshot of what the conversation should lead to, right? But yeah, I'm happy to do those. Did that answer your question on the process there, Sonia?
Absolutely. And that's all I needed to know. So, and then I guess your number would be the number in your email.
It is that my mobile is in the signature of my emails. It is.
Okay.
Yep.
So
And
I
for
just kind
those
of
of
want
you,
to just kind of put a warning out there for everybody because it was something that I noticed. I don't know if it was because my account is new or not, but just be sure to check your pages from time to time because basically what happened, I don't know how it happened, but for whatever reason, my contact number had reverted over to my enroller's contact number. And I thought that was really weird. So I had to go back in and kind of just, even though my number was showing in the contact area, in my personal contact area, it wasn't showing on the web page. It was showing as my enroller's contact number. So I had to like literally manually go in and just re-enter my contact number and just refresh everything. But had I not really just checked it, it would have just been showing.
okay,
somebody.
so I hear what you're saying, but when you say it was showing your enroller's contact number, did it have his name and contact information?
It didn't. That it was just really weird. And I'm like, how, what, how did that happen? I don't know how that happened, but it did. It had his phone number. So I just have
I've
to.
never heard that before.
Right. It's not, that is
I've
just.
never heard that. So the reason of my question is sometimes people will go back and they'll click on a link that brings those cookies back in from their enroller where they first signed up. And that's what I was thinking maybe happened, that you clicked on Nick's link and it opened back up to his page. Therefore it dropped cookies from his ID number and which would have overridden.
It could be a combination of that. I have no idea, but it didn't have
Yeah.
anything but his phone number. So.
Wow, that is weird. Yeah, you need to send that into support. I've never heard that happening before. So good stuff. Well, I'm glad you're attentive. And for those of you that are listening and didn't quite understand the three-way call, outside of what I just explained on setting that up, the most important thing you need to know is how to use your phone and how to do the three-way calling process on your phone. Most of the time, if you're on your phone, there's a plus button where you can add call. But whatever device you have, you need to practice and learn how to use the three-way call function to be able to add a third party to the call and how to connect those and make the conference work. And that'll be the most important part of making a three-way call work. So thank you for that question, Sonia. Does that answer everything you have for now?
Yes, thank you.
You bet. You bet. Glad you're here. All right.
And Ellen, I'm gonna
Yeah.
add something to that for Sonia.
Okay.
One, just for people who are newer, it could have also, you know, if it's a giggle funding, you don't get paid until after the 15th, usually closer to the 20th of the following month.
On the
But
commission cycle. Yeah.
yeah, and the other thing is, if the client got the money in their account on Friday, then you would normally have been getting paid today. It's the day after the money goes into their bank account. But I happened to look it up, and in Canada, it is Victoria Day. So it is a bank holiday for them today.
There you go.
So Sonia, I don't know if you wanted to make a comment about that. I'll unmute you if you are.
Yeah, I mean, totally understood. And then, like I said, you know, I know Canada can be really, really weird. So that's kind of why I had brought it up in the first place, because Canada, they just move really different than the US. So
Yeah, I used to live there, so I understand.
But you know, Canada is a totally new market for us. So we're all on this learning curve with that, with payment processing and funding in Canada. So
Okay.
good stuff. Thanks, Harlequin. Yeah,
You're
and that was when she was talking about the not getting paid yet. That was my first question, was who was the lender, right? Because if it was Giggle, it would be once a month. And if it just happened last week, that would be in the middle of May, and that would get paid out on June 15th, 18th, somewhere in there, because whatever happens in May through Giggle will get paid out the following month. So good point. Excellent. All right. Sherry's got her hand up again. Let's ask to unmute.
Yes, I wanted to say regarding what Sonia just said regarding the website and the contact information. Maybe if it happens to anyone else, they should take a screenshot and send it to support so that they can figure out what went on, I guess. But
Yeah,
a
good point.
screenshot, yeah, a screenshot would be good to send to them so that they can see it.
Yeah, and or you guys can do what my favorite tool is, and that is Loom Video. It's LOOM. If you search Loom, you can have a free Loom account. If any of you've ever asked me questions that require more than a 1-sentence answer, I usually record a Loom video and send the answer back to you so it's visual. A lot of times when I'm sending in messages to support, that's what I do. I'll record a video, especially if it's pointing out something on the website or suggestion that I have or someone else had that was a good idea. I'll do the video and send it in, but it allows you to do screenshots, the voice recording, and it's just a great tool to get your message across clearly. And again, that's Loom, LOOM. They have a freemium plan, but free would work for most of your needs for sure. Thank you, Sherry. Good idea on screenshots. All right, anybody else before we wrap up for the night? Any other questions, comments, feedback, excitement, anything? I see lots of faces out here tonight. I got Brenda's iPhone. Let's ask you to unmute. Hey, Brenda, how are you tonight? Can you unmute?
I did.
There you are.
Now, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad. I just joined today.
Welcome.
Thank you. I had an opportunity to listen to the first video by David, and definitely in the process of listening to or doing all of the videos. Anxious to get started. I've been in network marketing before, so I kind of have a idea or how it works. I guess my question would be, in building a team, because that's definitely my aspiration, is to build a team and then just continue to let it grow. And like you said, somebody was at your third level and stuff like that. So I'm familiar with those terms. But how do you go across? Do you go 3 across and then start breaking down in your when you're building your levels, or you just keep going across?
You want to go as wide as you want to
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Yeah. You want to keep everybody direct to you. There's some verbiage in our back office that, and David has said this too, that allows placement. I don't see that as a tool, but there's rarely a time that I would ever recommend placing anyone. You want to recruit and go wide.
Wide.
The width, the way you build on width, that is that's your big upfront income, because you're earning those enroller bonuses off of your front level. And then as your team starts building and you have depth going because you have leaders within your organization, that's going to be the stability the deeper your team grows. But you want to put all of your people on your first line.
On my first level. Okay. All right. Thank
Yeah,
you.
good question. And glad to have you here. I love it when we see a fellow networker that has been in the industry that comes on board and really gets a taste of what we have to offer here with DAC. It's a unique business, but it's an amazing opportunity. There are very few opportunities out there where you can make the kind of big upfront cash that you can here without someone having to spend $5,000 on a startup package.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Like
I
you
just
see with these other companies. Yeah.
introduced to that one through Biz Funding or something like that. And they had an opportunity to do the exact same thing with a $20,000 upfront cost to get involved in it. And I was told by one of my, the one that brought me in, the one over her, Peggy Evans, said, no. We have one that's absolutely free that you can get yourself involved in and make the same exact monies that you would by putting up a $20,000 upfront fee. And I said, wow, I definitely have to take a look at that. And I'm glad, thank God that, she did, because, I'm in the insurance industry, and I've been an insurance agent for 26 years. I love what I do, but I'm older now. So I want to start working smarter versus working harder,
Amen.
so
I'm so glad that Peggy got to you before you even considered doing $20,000 on that other deal.
Definitely.
So speaking of 20,000, Sonia's example earlier of helping a client get 20,000 on that Canadian funding, she's going to make $800 on that, right? 4% just by referring the client over, and then our professionals took the ball and ran from there. So good stuff.
Right. So I guess next question is, how many companies do we have inside of for the lending? Do we have a lot of companies that we use for funding?
We do. I've heard different numbers over time. I know by now we have over 100 contracts with different lenders out there, but we literally have dozens that we use. There's a smaller number of preferred lenders that, over the time of us working with them, we know which lenders like which industries, and this one requires a higher credit score than this one, and so on. So the internal team over at Bank Breezy really knows all of those lenders inside and out, but we literally have contracts with dozens of lenders. So it's fair to say when someone applies through your David Allen Capital website for funding or a line of credit, we are their one-stop best offer solution to get the absolute best offer in the marketplace for non-bank funding. And we have the relationship with dozens of lenders. We're one of the largest, if not the largest, lending platform in North America, with the ability to shop all of those lenders with one soft FICO pool. We're not going to send that information out to all the lenders, although the lenders see what the financial package looks like. They're not going to be contacting your client, right? We only do that internally. So yeah, it's amazing. And then we've got a $500 best offer guarantee. So, but they have to be doing 20,000 a month minimum revenue to qualify for that the $500 guarantee. But yeah, it's amazing. And the Bank Breezy team is so well regarded in the lending space that they can get some amazing deals done that probably wouldn't be possible if it weren't for them and their respect level and experience and the relationships that they've built with these lenders. So good stuff. Harlequin can certainly vouch for that. She's had several come through personally that are going, oh my God, Wade works miracles, right? Harlequin, you want to pipe in on something there?
Yeah, actually, just a reminder to you, you made the comment about the commission that Sonia is going to get. Keep in mind, that's a Canadian funding. The Canadian dollar is not the same as the US dollar, so there will be conversions. Just happened to think of that as you were
David
saying
said
it.
that too. We don't know what that
Yeah,
conversion is.
yeah, the Canadian dollar is not as valuable as the US dollar. So it will be a little bit less, but it's going to be the 4% of the Canadian amount, whatever that amount happens to be.
Awesome. Any comment on what I just said about Wade working miracles? I know you've had
Oh,
some
absolutely. I've had a situation where I was working with one of my personally sponsored people, and he had a client that unbeknownst to him had gone directly to another lender, or to a lender, and we had submitted the documentation, and it was over 100,000 is what he was looking for. And because of that, there's some additional documentation you need to submit. Well, we submitted everything all at once. So if you're doing a deal that's over 100,000, make sure you check with your upline to find out what that is, because it does help. But in this particular case, the file was sent from us to the same lender, and the lender was like, well, we've already given them an offer. Through the other company, they offered them $150,000 at 1 point. I forget what the exact amount was. I think it was like 1.45 or something like that. But anyways, we were able to get him 300,000 instead of the 150. And it was 0.9% less that he was going to have to pay. So it saved him, well, he wouldn't have gotten the same amount, but it was $27,000 less than what he would have had to have paid back.
Wow.
So that's the type of stuff that Wade can do, because he knows the things that you need to supply. He knows what the lenders are looking for. He knows which lenders he knows which lenders want to lend money to, let's say, construction versus they prefer to work with trucking or with restaurants. He knows who to go to, and he has those relationships.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that knowledge is paramount, because your client, if they're trying to go at this on their own, they're just picking and choosing and going to whoever's advertisement they saw or heard, and they're only getting an offer from that one lender, right? But DAC allows them to get an offer from everybody, just like David's example of the kayak of travel. We are that in the lending space. So good stuff. Any other questions, Brenda?
Nope. Just again, glad to be here, and looking forward to enormous success.
Excellent. Well, we're glad to have you here. Thanks
Thank
for your comments and questions.
Thank you.
All right, you bet. All right, Janet, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. I actually had a couple applications. They didn't pan out, but at least I'm getting applications.
There you go.
And one of them was, I had a birthday, and you know how you friend people on Facebook, people that you know, people that you meet, networking, but then you get these other friends that, in Facebook, it's people you may know or something like that. And so you just friend them because there's like a bunch of other people that are their friends, or you like their business, and so you think you can help each other. So I took the ones that I didn't actually know the people or network with, and I just said, hey, thanks for the happy birthday. And if you know anybody that needs funding, you know, and I just gave my website and I just did a messenger message and I got like 2 applications out of it. It said they didn't pan out, but
Yeah, well,
Kind of-
congratulations and happy birthday.
thank you.
You bet.
A
So-
Taurus. So my question is, and it may be a dumb question, but why do they call asset back? Is that like a real estate term, or why
It
don't they
is.
just call it
It's-
commercial lending?
Real estate is an asset. If you own it and you have equity in it, it's considered an asset. So the asset-backed lending has to be property that you have equity in, because we can only loan up to 80% of whatever your equity value is.